Get huge savings all summer long with the Buy Here, Sell Here program at the Team Automotive Group. Sell your vehicle to us and we'll pay you top value. Or buy here and get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get Team VIP service at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you have plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here. Oh, the fun just never stops, does it? Welcome to WAFB Plus, everybody, for 9 News Now, a very special edition of WAFB Plus and 9 News Now. Why? Because of this right here. We want to get you back out to Orlando as kickoff to the season for the LSU Tigers is about to begin. Our Liz Coe, our Dr. Steve Caparata, getting out to Orlando. It's been a busy 24 hours, guys, but we are almost to that time, kickoff to another season.
That's exactly it, Matt. Counting down to the big game on Sunday night. And Steve, it's been exciting to be here. Whirlwind 24 hours, as Matt just mentioned.
You stole the word like right out of my mouth. I would say it's been a whirlwind, but it's been fun. And, you know, so you got to interact with some of the fans yesterday. We had them on our flight, but that was just the beginning. This is going to turn into quite the party, you know, here as we get into the weekend. So it's going to be a lot of fun down here. We
were a little bit worried about how many fans we'd be able to find coming in on a Thursday or a Wednesday at that, but Unleash the Roar, Greg was at the airport trying to talk with some people as well, right, making their way in. And so there are a lot of options for people who are already here or coming tonight. We're live here at Icon Park in Orlando. And I tell you what, Steve, we've just been looking at all the amenities. We came yesterday. We got to ride the carousel, the observation wheel. There's so much to do.
Yeah, so you know me, Liz, right? I'm not a huge Disney fan.
Yeah.
Right? We brought the girls a couple of times.
Yeah.
There is lots to do in Orlando besides Disney, including right where we are. So yeah, there's plenty of cool stuff to do. We know Tiger fans like their adult beverages. Can find some of those around here. Got one on the desk this morning.
You're in fact looking at Tiger Tea. Yeah. How the awesome mixologist bartender has made it up is that this was made for us, I think, about 30 minutes ago. It's still got that beautiful gradient.
It's held up really well.
I tell you, all the things they do. It's the Orlando magic that just happens here when Tigers come in.
That's kind of a play. I think they have a basketball team, something like that. Liz.
Well, I think so. See, it just works here in Orlando. But when Tigers come here, Steve, you know it's going to be fun to see purple and gold. There's already a solid alumni chapter here. Lots of folks, as we spoke with earlier, graduated from LSU, now calling Orlando home base. Some folks retired, of course. Great place to be here with sun all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Jealous of the two gentlemen we had on with us this morning from that alumni group. Their weekend is just about to start, and yeah, they're gearing up for a big group coming in.
Oh, Matt, the options are endless here. Jared, we wish we could bring you some of these drinks, but I think we're going to have trouble on the airplane. I don't think they really allow that, Jared.
No, I don't think that they would, but I definitely appreciate the gesture, guys. Yeah, I think they might have a word or two with you if you try to bring that on the airplane. Outside right now, here locally, 73 degrees. We do have a few high clouds that are just kind of moving by without incident, and that's spreading out because there are some nearby showers out in the New Orleans area. I'll take you to the radar in just a second. Yesterday, we popped up to 98 degrees. Hopefully, we're going to be a little bit less than that, but we closed the book on what we call meteorological summer. That's June plus July plus August, and by the way, when you do the math, this is what it all ends up being. The hottest summer on record for Baton Rouge, really for a big chunk of Louisiana and Texas. And by the way, it ain't even close. Look at this. There's about a 3-degree difference there between number 1, that's us here, and number 2. Look at all these other records, though. All the other ones in the top 5 and the top 10. They're only separated by a couple of points of a degree. So I have a feeling that's going to be a long-standing record. I mentioned that there was some nearby rain. This is what I'm talking about. It's not quite in the New Orleans city right now, but it's just outside, just off to the east, and we're getting a little bit of that moisture, maybe a little bit of cloud cover overspreading our area. Let's see what the graph has to say about it. They're going to show a couple of hit or miss showers, even possibly later on this morning, but the better chance, not a great chance, but the better chance will be in the afternoon. Freeze it up here at 5 p.m. We'll call it about a 30% chance. Lose the daytime heating, everything goes away. For the most part, Saturday morning looks nice and dry. Then we go into Saturday afternoon. I don't think this is going to spoil your outdoor plans, fans, but there's going to be about a 50-50 chance of thunderstorms both Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon. The good news, number one, we could use the rain. The even better news right now, there is no severe threat. So we love to hear that. We'll take the rain and just forget about the strong stuff. Meantime, we are replacing the yellows, that dry, stable air mass. Now we're going to bring some more moisture and advect that in from the east, and that's going to give us a lot more in the way of humidity, but it should pump up our rain chances over the coming few days. To that end, over the next 7 days, we should get around 1 inch in and around Baton Rouge. We definitely can use whatever we can squeeze out. The farther east you go, the farther south you go, that's where you're going to find the better rains over the next couple of days. This is the reason why we need rain. This was the reason why it was so hot between June, July, and August, because it was so dry. And by the way, it really did look like we were going to have the #1 spot. Not that we wanted that, but we had a couple of recent rains, and that dropped us to #2. By the way, Baton Rouge has actually been a little bit more fortunate than surrounding parts of Louisiana. Lafayette, Lake Charles, they've got even worse drought over there. You know, the tropical Atlantic looks pretty quiet, but when I show you everything that's out there, it's not as quiet looking. We've got Idalia, which is completely falling apart. Franklin, that's going out into the middle of the northern Atlantic. Jose is really not going to be a player. Gert looks like it's been knocked off the board. I'm going to have to double check on Gert. We just got this update. Then the wave down here has a high chance. And then this wave, this is the one we're going to look at. I don't think it's a threat to the Gulf, but at least it is directing towards the Caribbean. That's got a 40% chance of development over the next couple of days. Meanwhile, we are knocking on the door. This is it. We are in it. What we would consider peak hurricane season. If you had to put one number on it and say, this is the day, this is the date, that would actually be September 10th. So currently you are here, right near here, the very top of that pyramid. So yeah, we kind of hold our breath this time of year. So far, so good. Louisiana has lucked out in that regard. Over the next couple of days, it's not so much the heat, it's the humidity that's going to pump up those numbers. Remember how I told you Baton Rouge is actually doing a little bit better than surrounding parts of Louisiana? Yeah, that's because we're extreme here. But again, Lafayette, Lake Charles, even east of Houston, that is exceptional, the highest and worst category. And oh, by the way, this is supposed to be a tropical climate, but here we are, 2023, right? Best we can do for today, I'll call it a 30% chance in the afternoon. Otherwise, we'll call it a high of 96 degrees. Tonight, your evening plans are looking good. I'm going to hold down just a little minimal chance right there. By the time we get to about 9 p.m., that's it. It's gone. Hopefully, you got a chance to see the big blue supermoon, but that's pretty much gone as well. The moon will still be big and bright. Overnight low, 76 degrees. Weekend temperatures, we can handle this, right? 94 Saturday, 93 Sunday. I'm just going to leave it at a 50% chance. I'm not going to get cute with the forecast or anything like that. Labor Day Monday, 50%. Then going through the remainder of the 10-day, we start trending in the wrong direction. This isn't what we want to see as we go in through the month of September. Look at that. We're going to be going back up to the upper 90s and knocking on the door of triple digits. I think we're done with triple digits, but I definitely cannot promise that, Matt.
No, thank you. No more triples. Jared, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, a few things to get you to and through before we get back out there to Orlando. Speaking of Orlando, would you like to take the trip? Direct flights to LSU's season opener and a whole bunch of their road games. Now, look, this is not new. Tiger fans have been able to do this before. Callie Hubbard was live this morning talking all about the flights that are available, the fact that there are still seats available on flights headed to Orlando. Look, if you're a Tiger fan who kind of waited to the last minute, who wants to be a part of this, you can exactly do this. Check out one of these flights over to Orlando or wherever you're going to be the remainder of the season. Jump on the story, WAFB.com, your 9 News app. It's right there waiting for you. Again, opportunities are there if you kind of want to take them. Opportunity here, squeezing in one last summer trip over the Labor Day weekend. We were talking about that drive. Jared was talking about that drive. Johnny's been talking about that drive. The Labor Day weekend for some began yesterday. So if you're out there on that road, just know it's expected to be travel heavy right now. Gas prices up and down a little bit depending on where you are. Actually, you're pretty low in the capital city comparatively, so fill up before you actually hit the roads. Want to let you know, Louisiana reinstating the Second Amendment sales tax holiday for the Labor Day weekend. Now, this is something they kind of put on pause back in, 2018? They needed some money, but now you got about a $2 billion surplus. So if you are in the market for, say, gun, ammo, or archery equipment, that kind of thing, that's the stuff that's going to be minus the sales tax. No boats, no RVs, that kind of a thing. You know how this works. Just pay attention to that. Need to pay attention to this as well. Governor John Bel Edwards asking all of us not to barbecue for the Labor Day weekend. I know that's tough. but we are still dealing with a lot of heat, a lot of drought. You know the fire situation out there. We've talked a lot about it. So I don't know, get some pre-made stuff. I mean, that makes it even easier on you, right? So there you go. Pay attention to that this weekend. Paying attention to this, still diving in, of course, to the Brave Cave issue right now. The mayor, Sharon Weston Broom, commenting on this recently, saying that she has taken some swift action about what is next with all of this. If you want to read up on the fullest, the latest, as this continues to develop, you can find the story waiting for you, WAFB.com and your 9 News app. The very latest with the investigations, what the chief intends to do, what the mayor wants to see. Again, all that right there waiting for you on the website and in your 9 News app. Want to let you know about this as well. Garbage pickup in Baton Rouge. Why are we focused on that? Because it's changing for some. The hours are changing. If they're going to get started at like 5 o'clock in the morning, so you got to have it out there, obviously before that. I'm going to run it until about 8 o'clock. And we mentioned this to you this morning because it is a brand new month, and that's when it starts. Oh, by the way, are you one of those with 2 bins? I know I am. You're going to be charged for that extra bin, every extra bin, every month now, unless you said, I don't want that extra bin, and you filled out that little survey. That's what I did. But all that is going to begin this month. Just a quick little heads up for you. And a heads up, we are all about the LSU Tigers this morning, taking a live look here. Some of just the social media, the trash talk back and forth. What you're seeing right there is what the crew is going to be wearing, the LSU crew is going to be wearing as they get ready. I mean, might as well go with the classics, guys. Steve, Liz, I mean, that is a classic look from LSU is the way to go as the nation will be watching. It is the marquee game.
Yeah, it's obviously it's the biggest game of the weekend, Liz.
You're right.
You know, top 10 matchup easily. Lots of eyes on it. Sunday evening, you know, prime time.
Yeah.
Oh boy, there's a lot of build up to it.
Oh, and I'll tell you, there's going to be fans packed all over Orlando this weekend. We know people in Baton Rouge, y'all know how to party. You're going to tailgate on your own. It's going to be great. But if you're here in Orlando, there are tons of opportunities for you to tailgate and have a blast.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It includes right here at Icon Park. You can have lots of fun. We talked about the bars, the restaurants, the big observation wheel, 400 feet high, one of the biggest ones you'll find in the eastern part of the country. They got a slingshot, all kinds of cool stuff to do.
Thrills are endless, Matt and Jared.
Jared, we got to get out to the slingshot.
I was just going to say, I hope they do the slingshot.
It all sounds great. So there you go. Kickoff weekend for college football fans. Here we go.
Get yourself summer ready with the award-winning lineup of Hondas at Team Honda. We'll help you find just the right vehicle to hit the road to whatever destination awaits you. Come shop the most awarded brand in 10 best history at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Siegen Lane.